Hey YouTube, what is going on? You beautiful, gorgeous, tasty, delicious, all my adjectives I used before Guardians. What's going on, guys? It's Mesa Sean. See, when I get some ideas and they just pop into my brain, I said, oh, gotta turn on the microphone and see if I can record it, because the light bulb that appears above my head will go out very shortly. So I got two kind of cool ideas and I want to get your thoughts on them. So the first one I'll talk about in the end if I actually get time, because I actually think the second one that just popped into my head is a lot cooler. But the second one is all about how we could spice up strikes and maybe make strikes a little bit more like mini raids in terms of like objectives or specific things you got to do in strikes to make it a little more interesting. But first idea, okay, faction wars. Tell me how cool this idea would be. If you haven't noticed, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm overly active on Twitter, but there's been a lot of funny jokes, competition, things like that about which faction's better, because you know me, new monarchy baby. Dead Orbit's gonna go with, this is Dead Orbit, where is my coronary bypass? He always sounds like he's having a stroke. I don't know, that's terrible. Or Future Boar Cult. Anyway, where I was going with, how cool would it be, and I'm not saying replace an Iron Banner, but how cool would it be if they had an event that's like Faction Wars? And it would be, let's say, like a full 1 week event similar to Iron Banner or perhaps the Queen's Wrath, which I actually hope comes back. I kind of like that. You have it for like a full week, and of course, it's 3 factions, right? We're all versus each other. Actually, maybe, you know, it might even do 4. Have Vanguard in there, but no, it doesn't really count. Well, you know what? Let's just stick with factions. So we've got 3 factions, and we're all against each other, and we could compete with each other. I was thinking on, well, first I was saying just multiplayer, but then it's kind of just a rip-off of Iron Banner. What if they did something like a PVP and also a PVE component to this faction wars? And then each particular faction, when you go to them, they've got a complete new set of gear, shaders, emblems, cloaks, swag, all that sort of stuff, just for that specific event. Now, when I talk about PvE, we say, well, how would you even do something like PvE? Okay, when I was, you know, before I went into recovery from being a Call of Duty addict, I actually used to play Ghosts, and Call of Duty Ghosts had a clan wars system where every, I think it was 2 weeks, all the clans would compete in this thing where you would take over nodes, okay? And to take over nodes, you basically would have to play various game modes, and then those game modes would add up to points, and you would take over a node, and then another clan could come in, play a whole bunch of another game modes, and then take that back from you, and blah blah blah, and it goes back and forth, and then by the end there's like top 3, and there's just special gear that only the top 3 clan gets in terms of uniforms and emblems and whatever, all sorts of swag. I think that could be applied to Destiny as well. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So let's say you have the faction war, and you've got 3 components to it. One could be multiplayer, where it could be like a certain game mode or something for that whole week, or maybe it changes every 3 days, and certain points, as long as you're wearing your faction cloak, bond, whatever, it will count towards the total faction points overall, all over the world. So, you know, everyone, you know, would be competing in this. Then let's say there could be a PvE aspect. Guys, I'm doing this all off my head right now. Could be a PvE perspective where there's say a new faction war strike playlist where the strikes are even harder than, let's say, the ROC rock, whatever we call it, rock or ROC playlist or something. I'm just trying to, guys, help me out here. I'm gonna need your help in the comment section. And then there could even be a raid component to it or something like that. I don't even know how that would work out. Maybe it's a certain amount of raids completed adds, you know, to the total faction thing. Basically what I'm saying is that it'd be really cool if they had a faction war, right? So everyone in the entire world would compete with it. It's not just a clan type thing or just you know, specifically. It would, you know, give everyone reason to sport their favorite clan and play the game. And I think it'd be cool because they could set up special playlists, you know, one for multiplayer, one for PvE, and then maybe even, well, I'm not saying a separate thing for the raid, but you guys see where I'm going here. Basically trying to figure out that just to not make it a strictly multiplayer thing, but maybe bring in some sort of PvE aspect to it. I don't know. What do you guys think? So that's my idea that literally just popped in my head. The other idea was basically, you know, I was just playing on Undying Mind, and I noticed there's just so much real estate on that Undying Mind strike map that I don't know. I just think sometimes the strikes, like maybe if they had mini Templar types, well, not, okay. Where I'm going with it is that like a Templar-like type of strikes, meaning that they're like 3 people have to do specific objectives for each strike. It's not just kill the horde, then kill the next horde, then kill the next horde, then kill the boss. Not saying those aren't fun, but they do get a little repetitive after a while. So maybe something that involves, I don't know, like, you know, if it's a Venus one, maybe it involves oracles. If it's one that's on the moon, it could be something similar to, I mean, something that involves the Dark Below with swords or something like that, or you know, getting across a bridge or something. I don't know, just little things I think to spice up the strikes. That's really because you know, it's basically just kill hordes and then you make it to a boss and then you pray that you get a drop afterwards, which never happens for me, but apparently happens to a lot of you guys, because I encourage you to tweet all of your drops and do hashtag MesaFell, because I never get shit from those strikes. I always get baffled when someone tweets me that they got a Dragon's Breath from a Tiger Strike, or they got a Hawk Moon from the Rock Strike playlist. So I don't know. I'm in babble mode because it's the end of the video. But anyway, I thought this was a pretty cool idea. Curious as to what you guys would think of it, or what else you could add to it. Would you be up for something like this? Again, faction wars, which means the entire world would basically compete with it, you know, and they would it would just give us another reason to play the game. Well, not a reason to play the game, but just something new to kind of spice things up, instead of just having another Iron Banner, compete, rank up, fight each other, rage quit, get medallions if you lose, don't play solo. Here you've got something that kind of encompasses the whole world, and it's 3 big factions, and I think it would be pretty interesting to figure to see at the end which one comes out on top. And of course, you know, it will be New Monarchy, baby. Bleed red. Alright, that's it. I'm in total babble mode. So that's it. Drop a like on this video, only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at MesaSean. Check out my stream. Links will be in the description. And that's it. Excuse me. Stay beautiful, Guardians.